So are we gonna do a Jays video?
You can do a Blue Jays video. I'm still allowed to be happy.
Hey, you want the Blue Jays to win too?
I know.
Showtime!
Pity point! Whoopsie daisy! This team is ruining my life! Did it? 5-0. Oh, you know, it's only game one. It's only game one. Leafs win 6-3 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's right, you heard it here first. The Toronto Maple Leafs are giant killers. When you beat the Blue Jackets, the sky's the limit. They're just gonna start trucking through the NHL like Goldberg back in the WCW. Penguins, you're next. Actually, ooh, Letang, Malkin, Kessel. When did they get Crosby? All right, well, anyway, they beat the Blue Jackets. And that game was a lot of little things that I think will be good for this season and good for this rebuild as a whole. First of all, 6 goals. Who doesn't love 6 goals? Even if one of them was an empty netter and another one of them was scored with like 10 players on the ice, they still would have won by a goal. But second of all, before the 6 goals were scored, it was 1-0 after the first. Do you know why? Because it's mandatory. They outshoot the Blue Jackets, they outwork the Blue Jackets. Boone Jenner with an amazing tip. That's the only goal of the period, 1-0. But the reason why I think that's good is it's gonna be a theme this season. No, not getting scored on in the first period. All right, well, okay, that might be a theme. But the theme is doing the right things and not always getting rewarded for it. Because in sports, sometimes your plan, even if it's a superior plan, doesn't always work. And they get right to it to start the second period. Jake Gardiner with a blast to tie it less than 30 seconds into the second. Winnick's first assist of the night. And then this is what I mean by the process. JVR, JVH, James Van Hockey with the snipe, and the shots are 21-10 for the Leafs at this point. Now, shooting an opponent doesn't guarantee them the league, but it's kind of nice. Then shot 22 of the game is stopped by Sergei Bobrovsky, but shot 23? Buried by the dream. Nifty Nazi Cadman, and you know what? I hope he scores a ton of goals this season. Because as we've seen in previous seasons, Kadri gets his first goal of the season, and he goes, ah! Almost like he's not even happy he scored it. Yeah, I know he scored, but I'm pissed off with how long I took to score it. Breathe, Naz, breathe. And he finally can, because it's very clear that goals are his oxygen. Matthias and Boys with the assist, that's a nice little line. Nick Foligno gets one back, damn you! But it's the Leafs this time, going to the dressing room, up a goal. Doing the right things, and it's paying off. Blue Jackets tied up less than a minute into the third. Power play goal, and oh, was it Scott Hartnell? Come on! Had to be Hartnell. Suck it, finna. Shut up! The hair's only cute when your team's winning. Now it just seems like a problem. But 3 minutes and a second later, Joffrey Lupul scores again. I say again because the Leafs don't have too many multi-goal scorers. Phaneuf assist number 4 in his 4th game. Winnick with his 2nd assist of the game. This is alright. Then a silly goal. And it really does show the little things. So the Leafs go for a line change. The puck is just trickling up the ice, and the Blue Jackets are kind of like, yeah, we'll get to that later, like it's homework. But just like an unmotivated student, oh, that was due this Monday? I thought I had, oh, okay, what are the late marks? None! This is the NHL, the show, son! You gotta show up! Leo Komarov bursting it! No, he didn't burst in at all. He's like, can I, with the puck? Almost looking at it like, if they call me for too many men, I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know English. Wait, 47 to the box, too many men. What? What's finished for what? No. But Daniel Winnick sees what's going on and gets to the bench quick like, excuse me? He really did scoot. He scooted. Winnick gets an assist, Komarov gets a goal, and Bobrovsky is off the case. Holy smokes, has he been bad this season. 5-3 Leafs. Komarov gets his 2nd of the game with the empty netter, and Peter Holland and Michael Grabner get assists. And that's another little thing. Holland's first assist of the year, Grabner's first assist of the year. I think it's Grabner's first point as a Leaf, actually. Do you even want that puck? Do you? It's a secondary assist on an empty netter. But the Leafs had 6 goals in this game, and they had 2 assists on each of them. On a team where you don't know if they're going to be able to put the puck in every night, 13 different Leafs left Columbus with at least 1 point in that game. 4 of them left with multi-point games. And you notice how I haven't mentioned Reimer yet? Here's the great thing about outshooting and outplaying your opponent, which we're not used to as Leaf fans. Reimer was adequate. He wasn't great, he was adequate. Bobrovsky was less than adequate. Bad Bobrovsky. So the Leafs win. But let's pretend he was as good as Reimer. The Leafs had 7 more shots, and if you have equal goaltending, the Leafs had the advantage. Again, it's super weird, I know. One final thing, you probably want me to talk about the fight between Dion Phaneuf and David Clarkson. I don't want to do the thing, and he's not on the. Oh, David Clarkson. Okay, fine. That wasn't even a fight. They broke up the fight between him and Aginla. Falls down in his fight against Clarkman. When are we gonna get to see a good Phaneuf fight? And it's funny because you see Phaneuf like, ugh, I don't want to fight you. And I don't think it's that he was afraid to fight Clarkson. I mean, Clarkson's a tough guy, but is he the greatest fighter? No, number one. And number two, I heard there was actual bad blood there. But the Leafs had a 3-1 lead at that point, and Clarkson played 11 minutes and 10 seconds in this game. Do you know why? Because he's just come back from injury, and he's a fourth-line player on this team. And if he was healthy, he would be a healthy fourth-line player on the Blue Jackets. It's barely worth Phaneuf's time, especially with a lead. Aginla? That's a fight worth your time. Clarkson? Stop that. Last but not least, I usually don't bring this sort of thing up, but the Leafs were fantastic in the face-off dot against the Blue Jackets, which is extra surprising because Tyler Bozak was injured and didn't play about half the game. And now it's a big day. The Toronto Furies and the Canadian Women's Hockey League begin their season today. The Leafs head to Pittsburgh to take on Philly Cheeseman. And Game 2 of the ALCS between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals. So enough for me. Question of the game, how many goals is Phil Kessel gonna score tonight? I'm gonna go with 2. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to. Tell all your friends. Look for the highlights below, and I will see you tomorrow.